Happy Monday to you. I know we usually do this on Fridays, but I thought we would try something different this week and see if it helps you at all to start on a Monday, which I know is traditionally a little bit slower for you guys. I've been trying to give you tips for the weekend, but I know you're very, very hectic, especially right now, trying to get everybody into their properties. So I thought let's try Monday and see what we can do. On Friday, we had a round table, and during that round table discussion, time management came up. And so I thought we would address just a really quick and easy way for you to analyze it, because I know with the market changing and being so different right now that it's easy to lose track of maybe what you used to do that worked, or maybe you never had a system that worked for you. Now it's just really crazy because you're so busy, taking buyers out and taking listings and calling the banks on your short sales and all those types of things. So let's talk about a really simple and easy thing that you could do to start just examining where you are time-wise. Go get a yellow pad of paper, just a legal pad, letter pad, yellow pad of paper. And what I would like for you to do is sit down every 10 or 15 minutes, depending on what works best for you. And you can just write your time all the way down the side for the whole day. And then every 10 or 15 minutes, just look over there and write down what you did for the last 10 or 15 minutes. All the things that you did during that time frame. And then at the end of the day, you can look and see in 10 or 15 increment blocks what you were doing. And the best thing to do is to sit down with highlighters or pens of different codes. Some people like to use red and green and maybe a yellow of some sort, just to kind of mark out, during the times of green, these were highly productive activities for me to be doing. And during the time of red, either they were non-productive activities or they were activities that you spent your time on that maybe somebody else could have spent doing that for you. And that's when we start to really look, when we look at our days, how much time are we spending doing the revenue producing activities that we are there to do? Because as a sales force, that's what you're there to do, is produce the income. And if there's some activities that maybe you're doing that you think maybe someone else might be able to do, or that's really sucking a lot of time out of your day, maybe it's something that you should consider assigning to someone else. Maybe you should outsource that piece of information that needs to be done. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes I've heard that some people are spending hours and hours on the phone for short sales. And if you're doing that and you're unable to do other things while you're doing that, then maybe that's something you ought to be outsourcing to someone else to do. Maybe you should have an assistant, a transaction coordinator, or an entire organization that you outsource that to. If you're spending an absorbent amount of your time on that and you're unable to get other things done during that time that would be revenue producing activities like talking to clients or showing homes or sitting in listing presentations or preparing listing presentations, because those are all things that are going to generate revenue for you. So it's really an easy activity to do, is just to sit down and do that. And I encourage you to do it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, so that you get a really good holistic picture of what you're doing, and you can figure out exactly how much time you are spending on your revenue producing activities, and then you can sit down and maybe strategize about ways that you could be spending more time on that. And there may be some activities that you're doing that you just need to wipe out altogether. When you look at it for a week or two and you say, wow, that really is just not worth my time at all, and just completely stop doing it. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do, but when we stop and we look at our activities, we find out that there are things that maybe we shouldn't be doing. And some of those may be marketing activities, some of them, you just never know. So, and you might be surprised to find out that, when you look at it, some of the things that you didn't think were working for you are working really, really well. And so I really highly encourage you, just take it out and write down every 10 or 15 minutes what you're doing. It shouldn't take too much extra time in your day to do that. I know it's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience, but in the overall scheme of things, it's going to help you to save time and to better use your time. The other suggestion that was given is to time block specific periods of time, maybe in the mornings from 5 to 7, or if you're a night owl, which I tend to be, maybe at night from 10 to 12, is your best time to get all your absolutely must be done things done immediately right then and there. And not take phone calls during that time or answer emails during that time, so that you can just focus on getting those things done. Maybe you need to prepare a listing agreement, maybe you need to write contracts, whatever the case may be. If you have that time period that you know for sure you're not going to answer any telephone calls or do any emails, that would work for you. And that works for a lot of people. And I know most people usually do those activities early in the morning or later in the evening. If you can find time to do it during the day, that is absolutely wonderful for you to do as well. So if you have any questions, as always, you can call me, Leanne, at 602-793-6963. I hope you have a fabulous and prosperous week, and if there's questions I can answer for you in regards to loans, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Take care.